Next, we have Josh from the University of Edinburgh, looking at some more examples where they've used Quarto for quick change in various non-lecture notey sort of places.
Nice. Hey folks, this is more than anything a quick PSA to save folks the time that I spent looking for how to do something in Quarto. Wasted, I think, about 2 or 3 days looking for how to do this, only to find that it was a feature in default Quarto. We've got here just a blank Quarto document, so got an empty workspace. This is the only file that's in it. It's just some problem sheet that I'm writing for a course. And we're going to say that I want to ask students a question, something like, what is 3 times 2? And to keep my life simple, I want to put the same solution in the file that's asking the questions. So we can think this as 3 lots of 2. That is 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. But now I've got this file, I need to export in 2 different ways. I need an export that shows students the question, but doesn't show them the solution. And it can't just hide the solution from the students and have it like left as a comment in the HTML. It has to actually not be present in the file that is shared with the students. And then I need an answer sheet that I do share with the students that has that visible. And I went down all sorts of rabbit holes of like looking at Quarto export profiles and different formats that you can have that, you know, this is a specific solution format, and as well Quarto extensions, which are incredibly powerful and can do all sorts of things. But it turns out that this is just something that is already in Quarto itself. For those who today is your first introduction to Quarto, this so far just looks like normal Markdown, apart from that little YAML header at the top. The first bit of Quarto specific syntax that I'm going to use is something called a div, which is just 3 colons to start and 3 colons to end. So you can think of that as similar to the div that you've got in HTML, and you can assign properties to that div using curly braces. So I'm going to say content visible unless meta, is it equals true or colon true? We'll try both. Can never remember. Equals, unless meta answers, that's it. And so what this is saying is we will show this content unless some meta parameter answers exists. And then my meta is controlled by this YAML at the top. So I'm going to put answers true. And then when I knit this document, that content, come on. Quarto doing its Quarto. Pardon, sorry? Thank you very much. And it's gone. And that's not actually in the HTML of this file. If I was feeling brave, I could bring up RStudio's inspector tool and show you that the actual HTML there doesn't actually contain the solutions. But this is just stock Quarto. I'm not doing anything fancy here with extensions. It's just combining 2 different div options, content visible and unless meta, and adding a single option in the file. And that lets me do something that I've been doing with LaTeX since I started using LaTeX to keep things all in one place. And it was so much easier. And you now don't have to waste the time that I did looking for the same option.
Excellent. Thank you, Josh.